Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's another episode of What's the Word? It's your man, Jay, and your man, Trent. What's going on?
What's up,
and we have a
guys?
special guest. Yeah, we have a special guest today.
The
Jared.
man, the man, the myth,
Legend.
the legend. Yes.
Exactly. Thank you.
How's it going, guys?
Jared, how's it going? Yeah,
how's it going for you?
Things are going. We're just trying to keep on going. Things are moving slow for everybody all over the place right now, but you just at a certain point you got to find something to occupy your time with. I fortunately have been essential the whole time, but I haven't let it stop me here in the rat hole or doing anything else.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Awesome, man. That's good. That's good to hear.
But I know Jay here has an update about Jagged Brick.
Oh, yeah. So we were intending on interviewing Jagged Brick. For those of you who have heard us talk about Jagged Brick in prior episodes, but due to recent developments, I believe one of the band members, right, Trent? Which one was it?
I think it was
talked
Doug.
them out of it.
Douglas. I mean, he's
Douglas,
all
yeah.
He's all into anti.
Yeah, he was the one that's adamant about not being on social media, and that didn't work out.
But no worries. But no worries. I mean, what we'll do is, we'll try to work them in. We'll work them in. We'll work them in.
Hey, it worked out in my favor.
It worked out in your
sure.
favor,
No.
yeah.
So, without further ado, we'll go ahead and dip into the questions here. So, Jared, you are with Shedrat Industries. I know, and my first question is, I know you play multiple instruments, but tell us a little bit about what you play. Just kind
of. Pretty much whatever you hand to me, I'm gonna make noise on it.
Sweet.
I'm one of those guys that just kind of naturally picks up on stuff. So, I get so far with it, and I'm like, I can do that. And I set it down and I find something else to pick up. And I'm just dangerous enough on most things that, if you leave me alone, you might get an album of some crappy stuff.
Oh. So with that,
sure.
Go ahead.
I would say that primarily, if we're talking, my main thing would be vocals. And then probably actually a guitarist before a drummer, but most people just know me as a drummer because I'm the only one within like a 2-hour radius up here that plays the kind of music that, we're playing. So that's I become the guy that drums for everybody. And I don't even consider myself a drummer. It's just kind of where I fell and where I stayed. I can play piano, harmonica, flute, bunch of stuff. So
do a little
awesome.
What's that hard rock band? Jethro Tull a little bit. Do a Jethro Tull cover band.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were you drum for Quitter and PTO, right?
Yeah. Yep. I drum for Quitter and I play the drum box, the cajon, and sing for Plum Tuckered Out.
Cool. And with that being said, what are your musical influences? Or like what influences you as a musician?
I mean, it might seem cliche, but life, man. As far as like listening to things, I'm all over the map. I would probably really surprise a lot of people. I like old big band stuff. I like, jazz and things like that. I used to hang out with my grandpa listening to like Boots Randolph and, a lot of other big band music and like Satchmo and then I like soul. I like Motown. I like a little bit of everything. I think music is just something that's kind of in me. Just like with the instruments, I pick it up, I can play it. Don't even know what it's called yet. I really like music. It speaks to me in a different way than I think it does a lot of people because I don't really have a line that I draw where I'm like, yeah, I don't listen to that. I listen to a lot of music. I don't go searching for it as much as I used to when I was younger because I'm so busy with other musical projects and stuff. But I enjoy a lot of stuff. I mean, I would say if I had to say the stuff that I enjoy the least is these last handful of years on the radio, man. I don't know. I don't know what these kids are doing these days, but
what station? Like the top 40s?
See, we get stuck with a lot of country stuff, and I'm really frustrated with the country and the R&B and hip hop mixing together. Like the first time I heard programmed drums in a country song, I was like,
what's that song? Oh man. The one that's like, I want to roll my window down. right?
Yeah,
Or
I was
is that Florida
literally
Georgia
on
line?
a farm. I'm on a farm, and that comes on the radio in the back where I'm in the shop, and I'm just like, is that program drums? A country song?
and you're like losing brain cells because of it.
Yeah. The other one though that I feel like was really popular was the Old Town Road.
Yeah. Oh man, I've seen him. I saw the meme on Facebook that said that 2020's punishment for making Old Town Road the biggest song of 2019.
I saw that one too. Yeah, I saw that.
And I
one
was
too.
like, you know what? You know.
Good. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I respect that. A lot of what you said resonates with me, especially. I feel like, I feel like I'm kind of the same way when it comes to like music and instruments. I feel like hand me something, I'll try and figure out a way how to make something out of it. And as far as like musical taste, I'm really open to pretty much anything. So
yeah,
I'm discovering things.
Well, Trent, and like you, what the other day we were like listening to what was that one? It's like this weird avant-garde performance art band.
I can't remember.
It'll come to me. It'll come
to me.
But yeah, they do like these very weird music videos, and we were just like watching that, and it's different.
Oh, are you talking about Tame Impala?
No, not Tame Impala. It's like another band from like the 80s, but
okay.
We'll get back to it. It'll come back to me. So, my next question, and I've actually been wondering about this for a while now. How did Shedrat get its name? So is there like an origin story behind that?
Yeah. There was a group of guys that we were all in. Well, it was a group of guys that were in the band of Dal and I. It was an acronym for Don't Act Like You're Not Impressed. We were a metalcore band, southern rock band. Like it was kind of like if Every Time I Die and All That Remains had a baby. Like it was pretty good stuff. But we all lived in a 24 by 18 shed built in the back corner of a giant pole barn. And I was the only one with a job. Most of us lived there. So there was at least 5 dudes there every night, plus the 2 or 3 dogs. We had all of our jam equipment in there, a little kitchenette set up, and 1 bedroom that we could pack into in the winter that we could keep warm. And the people, we were known for being pretty dirty and partying pretty hard and being kind of roughnecks, you know, like we like to drink and fight and get rowdy. And so people would call us the Shed Rats. So we didn't call ourselves that. People called us Shed Rats. And there's actually another group around here. They're more juggalo-ish. People called them Shed Rats too. But we kind of just adopted it and ran with it. And nice. I've had the idea for Shedrat Industries for 15, 16 years, just trying to figure out the best way to go about it. The original idea of it would have been to have a venue, recording studio, merch shop, and place to stay for the bands that are touring all in one spot. But that's kind of the original idea, and it sprung out from there. I did the merch thing, I did the promotion thing, I did the show thing. Now I'm kind of just, this is where we're at now. We've evolved.
That's really cool. And for those of you who are listening who don't know this, but Henotis, the band that Jay and I are part of, we are also part of the Shedrat Industry family. Oh, there's a plug-in right there.
I keep it on my shelf, so you see it on every show right here.
Henotis on
deck.
That
is true. It keeps your liquid cold, right?
It does. I said on the last episode I got to retire this one before it falls apart. I got to get a new one. So as soon
as
I can.
We got 15 more to cover you, so we're good. But no. So for those of you who don't know, Shedrat Industries, it's a company out in Illinois, but the family has grown tremendously. We have people all the way, bands up all the way from Illinois. I'm sorry, Illinois, obviously, Wisconsin, I believe Michigan, right, Jared?
Mm-hmm.
And folks down in Florida. And essentially what Shedrat Industries is essentially just an indie label just for, upcoming artists like ourselves to get out there to promote our music, and Jared here is the CEO and the owner of it, and he's doing his darndest to do what is necessary for people like us.
Yes, sir.
But with that being said, though, we keep calling you Jared, but you also go by Muffdog, right?
Yeah, it's so weird to respond to Jared because no one calls me that.
It's funny because I'm very old school, and I always address people by their name, regardless.
Yeah.
Always.
I'm very small town, and I don't know anybody that goes by their real name. So
that's funny. But with that being said, just tell us more about Shedrat Industries.
Like you said, we're something kind of like an indie label, I guess, if you had to, describe it to people to make them understand. Some people call it a collective. I like to call it I kind of mix all of it. I say we're a collective label / production company because we do offer the content. We have the podcast and the vodcast, I guess what they're calling the video podcast. I don't know. I can't keep up with all the terminology for stuff. I'm too busy making content. So we're trying to set up a network of, for booking, for promotion, for recording, mixing, mastering, collabs, everything, just like a Rolodex of bands and content creators, and then give you a platform to release everything on. And, so that way, every time that someone joins the family, everyone's fan base grows a little bit. It's not so much like it used to be when we first started. You guys remember the good old days before the algorithm change. We get somebody join and everybody go up 500 people on their page, but I mean, we're here to help. And when I say we, I mean all of us. You guys are just as big a part of it as I am. I don't like everyone calling me the boss or like putting me at the top. It was my idea, but it wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for all of you guys. So this is us. We're in the trenches together. We might all have different end goals, but I mean, the fight's all the same. You just choose when you stop.
So with that being said, if there's any local musicians out there, hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Or anybody, any artists of any kind, content creators, anything. We're trying to set up a weekly schedule similar to what you guys do with the Zombie Takeover guys, where, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we'll have this. Tuesday, Thursday, we'll have this. Saturdays, every other Saturday or something, we'll have this. And it'll be a live something. Or, we're trying to get it figured out to where we can provide stuff every day. That way we can keep your attention on our page. Because, I mean, even if we get 10, 20 seconds, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I appreciate anybody who takes the time to stop on our content. Because you guys know how much content is on the internet. The fact that someone finds mine and looks at it enough to where it counts as a view or a stream tickles me to death, So, I mean, whether it's one or 10,000, I mean, it's all the same to me, and I appreciate everything so much, and it's all I enjoy the personal interaction with everybody, and I do try to personally interact with everybody.
Jared here. We partied hardy that one time. It was like what, back in back in October or something like that.
We
always a good time.
Yeah, I was gonna say we party hardy every time we show up. I mean,
remember that karaoke spree we had at our spot?
I have all the videos still.
Oh no,
yeah. Dude! I've got like probably 45 minutes worth of videos saved on my external.
I
was going to go through it at some point in time and like make a big collage of different things.
That'd be really cool.
Like a quitter behind the scenes or just an SRI doc, that it's all of us together. That's footage that, we don't get that opportunity all the time. So when we do get together, I try to set up at least like 2 cameras and let it roll for a while so we can just catch the organic relationship that we have, because people might think it's just like a business thing, but no, like you guys are some of my best friends. I talk to you guys, just as much as I do the guy that I'm friends with down the street, and you guys probably play a bigger role in my life or at least a more important role in my life, not only in believing in me, but contributing to what, my dream and idea was.
It's funny because Jared and I, we've actually had a conversation about this. Another interesting thing that I know, correct me if I'm wrong, Muffdog. There we go. Is that better? the plan is to do kind of like a cribs type of thing about the practice spot. And I know that he noticed we should do that because we have a
Rat
sick
holes.
spot.
Yeah.
The rat
call it
holes,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just record it, just blast it out
Yep.
there, and
Like
we're gonna do
MTV
that.
Cribs.
Yeah, that's
MTV,
Oh,
it.
man.
Yeah.
Yep. MTV Cribs, but we'll call it rat holes.
That'll be awesome. Yes.
So Jay, well, let's do that next time we.
Yeah, for
'cause
sure. Yep.
Me and Josh actually cleaned up the spot a little bit, so it looks a little bit more professional and less dusty.
This one's getting a little better down here. I keep moving stuff around because I'm antsy and I like change of scenery and things, and I'm starting to downsize my need for some of the bigger equipment. Like I've got a whole wall full of half stack speakers and like PA speakers. I don't need those
You can
right now. Like
send
I'm
it our way, right?
I mean, if you guys need some stuff, I could probably, I deliver. I'll come hang out and deliver some stuff. But like, I've got this whole notebook is full of new show ideas or segment ideas and things. And I think all together, there's probably like 14 different things that I want to do. So, I mean, because some of them are like a one-time and done thing, like rat holes. There's only so many shed rats, so we could do it for a while and then have to wait until we get enough new shed rats to do another one down the road. So it's not going to be a constant thing. So
Yeah.
I've got things to fill in the gap, and I've got things that are going to be constant. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm having a lot of fun with it, actually.
That's awesome, man.
That's exciting stuff for sure. Well, Jared, I don't know if you've been forewarned about this, but I wanted to go ahead and start a little something called a lightning round, where I say three. Well, I name off three things.
Mm-hmm.
It could be people, it could be topics.
Okay.
Pick one, and then I'll just name off quickly. You pick one, and then we move on to the next set. So we got 3 sets for you.
Okay.
So we'll see how this goes.
Okay.
Ozzy, Eddie Van Halen, or Iggy Pop?
Eddie Van Halen.
Okay.
Good choice.
Pizza, tacos, or chicken wings?
Pizza.
Cool Runnings, Uncle Buck, or Spaceballs?
Ooh.
Da, 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 da.
Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Get on up. It's bobsled time. Cool Runnings,
Okay,
man.
Cool Runnings.
All right.
It's
Hey.
funny because like it's been years since I've seen Cool Runnings, and then when we got to Disney Plus, it was on there. I'm like, oh, let's watch it.
That
It's
was a nice
actually
thing.
really
Yeah.
good. It's a really
Yeah.
funny movie.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia for sure. You thought that was controversial. That was a tough choice. Trent, you have the last set of
Oh yes.
questions.
So getting controversial now. Star Wars, Star Trek, or Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings?
That was quick.
No
Wow.
hesitation.
Why is that?
Okay.
I like history, and I like Middle Earth and things like that more than I like space. I was Lord of the Rings. I read all of the books. I read all the Hobbits. I read all of that stuff before I seen any of the movies. So I mean,
it's interesting because as Muffdog, I have to keep doing that because I'm getting used to it. But Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit actually was based from Tolkien's experience in World War I, if I do say so. Am I correct? I think
there's a lot of things that were largely based on that.
not J.R. Tolkien, but the original Tolkien, the guy who did The Hobbit.
Well,
I have a lot of useless information. So.
Well, didn't they come out with a movie recently?
3 movies.
No. Like there was a movie called Tolkien.
Oh, I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Jared, have you seen that one?
Nope.
No?
I got a list.
I it's on my list as well, but like it has some World War I scenes in it too. So
Another good question for you, Jared. What is your all-time favorite, speaking about history, what is your all-time favorite war movie and why?
All-time favorite war movie and why? Oh, man. My favorite one, as far as a movie, would probably still have to be Saving Private Ryan. It was just wonderfully done. And, I mean, even to this day, still holds up, and anybody that you ask about it will, like any of the private vets and stuff will still say that that's some of the most realistic stuff they've seen.
That's cool. And I think this is a preview of Tolkien, right?
Legends.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh.
Tell me a story in any language you want.
I like that actor.
About journeys. The journeys we take to prove ourselves. It's about adventures.
We should form a club, a brotherhood.
We change the world through the power of art.
Music, poetry.
And what about Tolkien?
I want to write something.
It's about magic beyond anything anyone has ever felt before. What it means to love. To be loved.
War! England's at war!
Follow the rhythms of the language. I have to tell you, Mr. Tolkien, I've never come across anything like it.
This is more than just a friendship. It's an alliance. An invincible alliance.
A fellowship.
Wow. I got the goosebumps right there. Did you guys?
Yes.
That's a thumbs up.
Wow. So when does that come out?
That's already out. I think I might add that. Hell, I might watch that tonight after this.
As we were watching that, I did not know that. When we were all watching that preview, I was just watching all of our reactions. It was more like,
Mm-hmm. I kept looking at you guys, and I was like, okay, their face looks like mine. I ain't gonna look stupid.
I'm like, I'm just gonna enjoy this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want another preview.
we should all watch that movie and then do an episode of Live from the Rat Hole together about it.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That'll give us something to put on the list.
Mm-hmm.
That
reaction vid or like review, recap, whatever you want to call it.
BS review.
Yeah, there you go.
We used to have a podcast like that called Rats in the Walls, and it was about like horror movies and stuff. We got like 6 of them in the bank, and then the guy never came back.
I would totally be down for that. I'm somewhat of a horror movie buff myself.
So, I'm more into the cryptozoology and things than I am horror, but I definitely enjoyed it because I was the green one at the table. Everybody else was real seasoned and knew their stuff, and I only know like the classics, and I never really dug into like the whole culture of it.
Mm-hmm. No, I'd be down for that if you ever want to start that up again.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think let me see here.
So what we're going to do right now, we're going to take a little intermission.
Mm-hmm.
So what the plan is going forward, we're going to take a quick intermission. We're going to actually listen to one of our pals within the family of Shedrat. We're going to listen to some Sumptus Ignis. And what's interesting about this is that since, with the whole Jagged Brick interview, we kind of were open because we were wanting to interview them. So in the meantime, we're like, screw them. So let's bring the Shedrat guys in. So we have Muffdog here, and our next episode we're going to be interviewing more Shedrats, and it's going to be Bryn and Wojo of Sumptus Ignis.
Shedrat?
And what's cool about this is that they have like a new EP coming out. It's titled Curtains Calls, and this is the song from that album called December's End. Enjoy. Wow, that was so amazing song, guys.
Most
Such an
definitely.
amazing song. Can't wait to interview them next.
Yeah. So with that being said, we have a couple more questions to ask you, Jared, and then we'll wrap this up. So we'll get right into it. So where do you see yourself by the end of 2020? I know people say 5 years, 10 years, but I'm sticking with this year because we don't know.
Yeah.
It changes from day to day. So I'll just say, where do you see yourself at the end of this year?
I see myself a father of a new baby boy. I see myself possibly moving towards a new house, moving towards the process of getting a new house. I also see myself losing a lot more patience and hair because I already have 3 other kids. I see myself continuing on the same path I've been on regardless. I mean, everybody's got road bumps. Everybody's got, everybody might run out of gas every now and then or not know, get lost, not know where to turn. I see myself heading in the same direction I was heading anyway. I just got to put my head down a little bit harder and work a little bit longer. But I see myself heading in the same direction. And it's all forward, positive directions,
That's
growth.
good, man.
That's what I'm looking for 2020 is just keep on growing, man.
Definitely. What cool shit does Shedrat have?
Yeah. What's the plan? You said you have a notebook.
Yeah.
What's the ideas? Shoot them.
Here, I'll give you a few. We've got some things in the works. So we've got the whole conversation. Everybody knows about the whole conversation. And if you don't, you should go check it out. And then we have Good Dudes with Exceptional Beards. That's with Brett Lockery and I. Brett Lockery from Silence and Solace. Then we have the SRI Variety Show, where different Shedrats are going to contribute segments of their own style. They're going to have title segments with intros and everything, their own music and whatever. And I'm going to host it from the Rat Hole. Cool. So we'll be able to do that. And then we've got Live from the Rat Hole. Now I've got in studio and online. We have a music store show that we're going to be doing where we're going to be traveling to different mom and pop music stores and doing walkthroughs and interviews there. Then we've got another show I'm going to be doing is smoke sessions with muffs, where it's just going to be, I'm just going to randomly video call people until someone answers. And I'm just going to be sitting here smoking and shooting the shit with whoever answers and just giggling myself silly.
That's awesome. That kind of reminds me, what was that one show?
And Rat Holes.
Holes.
Rat Holes.
And real quick, Jay, let me interrupt real quick and then ask your question or statement. Where would people find you at? Like links, Facebook?
Yeah, if they want to connect with you.
As far as Shedrat Industries goes, Facebook and YouTube are the best ways to connect with us. We're trying to build up a more of a steady following before we start expanding and trying to keep track of a bunch of numbers that are so small in different areas.
Just search Shedrat.
You should be able to go to Facebook. It should come up as Shedrat Industries. Okay. I believe we're the only one. It's capital SHED, capital R.
You do have your shirt on.
Yeah, I'll say most of the time. I think find it on YouTube. It's Shedrat TV.
Okay.
But we're going to be doing a few other things. There's going to be, I think, like a Twitch for some metal band play stuff, and we're going to have a couple different guys doing that there. And then we're going to have some stuff going on with the website because we have the Shedrat Wix site. We're going to be, I think we're going to be taking that over and maybe putting up a paywall for some of the content just to try and help some of the guys out or try and help with promotion or advertising for Shedrat stuff, like maybe a free will donation button or something like that. Cause I don't like the idea of money. It makes me feel nasty.
Do we have like a Discord? Oh, I'm sorry, Trent, but I was wondering, you're familiar with Discord? Like I know some bands. Yeah. some organizations and bands are using that. I wondered if we were going to do something like that. That'd be something that'd be nice. That way we could
We have
connect.
a Discord. I'm just not sure how functional it is, because for me, it doesn't really serve any other purpose than just sending everybody messages.
Yeah.
But I know that there's a lot of other, beneficial functions on there. And I actually talked to Patrick Gunderson from H1Z1 and Gunderslam. He's part of the Shedrat family, and I think he's going to be leading the charge with the organization and on the Discord front. So that's the problem, is I've got too many things to keep track of. So if it's just going to be me and like one other person doing it, I can't afford to expand anywhere else,
Understandable.
And Jay, you were, before I interrupted you, you were asking something else as well, or?
No, that was pretty much it as far as Jared giving you some time to plug in some information as far as how to connect with you, what's going on with Shedrat. Trent, if you want to wrap it up.
Sure. Well, one thing I will say, behind Jason there is going to be our live recording next week.
Yeah, that's right.
You can see my bass just hanging out in the background there. And a little bit, I can see a little bit of the E-kit going on. So here's another plug. So next weekend, we are going live with the C-Bus Sessions. We've been putting on blast. So if you're interested and want to support some local bands, check us out. We'll go live, and it starts at 6:30. And with that being said, Muffdog's been a pleasure for you coming on. Hopefully this is not going to be the last time you're invited to our show.
Yeah, hopefully not. I had a blast, guys, and it was an honor to be your first interview. Like I said before, it is my first time being interviewed. I'm usually in on the other side, so it was great, and I really miss you guys. First chance I get to come see you, social distancing or not, I'm hugging and kissing you.
Another thing I want to add, when we were playing at Craft and Vinyl, was it last year or the year before? I can't.
It's last year.
Last year?
Last year.
Yeah.
What, Jay, you and I were both outside, and we saw this crazy guy going, woo, yelling, and we're like, who the hell is that? Come to find out, it was Muffdog the whole time.
Yeah.
But
and then we had a good night.
Yeah, we had a good night. Definitely karaoke and all.
Yeah. Good times. It was good times. That's good.
But again, guys, Muffdog, it's been a pleasure as always, and we'll definitely keep you in the loop, whatever projects we're going on. And with all you out there in the internet land, you stay you, America.
Peace.
You are listening to a ZTO TV podcast. You can find all our shows on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcast entertainment simply by searching ZTO TV. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to rate and review because it really helps us out.